يا علي مدد يا علي مدد يا علي مدد.
Shalom friends, this is not a usual report. I'm not in my studio. This is not green screen behind me. I have some updates to share with you. I'm right now in northern Israel. You can see the peaceful Sea of Galilee behind me. You know, so in case everybody thought that Israel is a land of war and everything is war, 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 look at that piece. But let me just update you quickly on what's happening in the northern front. First of all, look at this amazing view of the Sea of Galilee. You can see a boat in the horizon. Hopefully it's full of tourists, and I sometimes like to take a walk in this trail that you see by the seashore. So these days are right before it's gonna get cold, rainy, and then the whole north, it's gonna start and look a lot greener. But this is not why I'm here. This is not why you're here. I have a very interesting development to report to you regarding the situation up in the north. I'm looking at the border with Lebanon and Syria, so it's right there behind me. And it looks like this front in the north is intensifying. Let me explain what do I mean. Israel signed the ceasefire deal with the government of Lebanon, even though, you know, in reality, it's not that the government of Lebanon posed a threat to Israel, but rather the terrorist organization called Hezbollah. Right now in Lebanon, there are basically two acting governments, but you're going to understand. There is the government of Lebanon that actually, I think behind closed doors, they want to make a deal with Israel. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually already deal in one way or another with the state of Israel. And of course, we heard, I think it was the president of Lebanon or prime minister that said we have to talk to Israel because Israel is a fact on the ground. It's a regional country. It's part of the Middle East, and it would be great to have peace with Israel, something along those lines. So, and by the way, you have the Lebanese people that don't really have a problem with Israel. Maybe, you know, educational thing, but not something really deep-rooted hate like Palestinians have, for example. So you have that part of Lebanon, but then you have Hezbollah that terrorized the lives of Christians in Lebanon. They basically took advantage of churches, Christians, minorities, and it started as a minority. Hezbollah, the Shia Muslims that were a minority, then they were upset about it, and then the rest is history. Today we have Hezbollah that I think was founded in the 1980s, and Israel defeated Hezbollah, not completely. Hezbollah is very weak after the elimination of Hassan Nasrallah, the Beeper operation that Mossad, by the way, says that it totally devastated the leader of Hezbollah, because I told you, he said that Israel is this spider web that's it's gonna get destroyed and they don't have any future. But then Israel showed Nasrallah, Iran, everybody that wants to see our destruction, that we are not a spider web, we are an iron web, and not to be messed with. So with the elimination of Hassan Nasrallah, Hezbollah is really struggling to get up on its feet, but we do see that it's trying, and that's a very big point that I have to share with you today, because Hezbollah, this ceasefire deal that Israel signed, first of all, it's not peace. Ceasefire is simply the pause in an existing war, and by the way, there are still if you look at villages along the border with Israel on the Lebanese side, they're completely devastated, homes destroyed, completely, stone on stone. But Obviously, it's not because Israel has, there's a reason for that. It's because Hezbollah used every home along the border to either store weapons or to take action against Israel from homes that they were actually Hezbollah posts. So in the past few days, and this is where the report gets interesting, in the past few days, Israel has intensified its strikes on Hezbollah. Basically, in this ceasefire, Israel reserved the right to act against Hezbollah if it detects Hezbollah operations past the Litani River, meaning in a way that endangers the northern border of Israel. And so Israel would strike here and there. But in the past few days, there were a lot of targeted assassinations, drone strikes, hitting missile depots that Hezbollah had, and a very big... Now, obviously you see that Hezbollah did not learn its lesson. Israel completely showed that it has the upper hand, but to Hezbollah it doesn't matter. They have this crazy ideology to see the destruction of my country. Not really going to happen, but that's not the point in this case. They are trying to rebuild themselves. And municipalities in the north, leaders in the north, they see that. It concerns them. The army sees that. I mean, obviously, if the army carries out, the Israeli Air Force carries out strikes against Hezbollah in Lebanon, clearly that they're still monitoring the situation. I don't know if at the same level of intensity, but it's as intense. The interesting part is that we only see strikes taking place in Lebanon, but you don't see Hezbollah responding to that. But their elite Radwan force that trained all these years to invade Israel and to carry out basically a October 7 style massacre against Israelis, taking over villages, communities, towns. So that is something that they're trying to restore. And Israel is absolutely not okay with that. It's not okay with any Hezbollah attempts to restore themselves, but especially with that. So Israel seeing Hezbollah trying to recover its Radwan force that's tasked with taking over Israeli land in the north. So we're not okay with that, and that's why you see that the level of strikes has increased. By the way, fun fact, where I'm standing now, this used to be part of Syria. So until the war, we liberated that. So that's actually a fun fact, when you had the Israeli fishermen that would get attacked from Syrian military posts that would target them. But that's not the point. The point is that, are we going to see another war in the north? If you ask me, it is completely inevitable if we're not going to do anything about this situation, because Hezbollah is trying to recover itself. Is Israel going to be satisfied with handpicked strikes here and there? I hope not, because as someone who grew up in the north, I understand how dangerous Hezbollah is. They share the same radical ideology. They don't want their only version of peace is me not existing, my nation not existing, and that the flag of Israel is completely erased. That's their ideology. So I think, and as many Israelis do, that there's not going to be any solution other than another round with Lebanon. How do I know that? There is a very prominent, first of all, they're talking about it a lot, people that I speak with, especially the ones in the north. But there is also a very prominent Telegram channel that all Israelis follow. And by the way, let me plug myself. Make sure you follow me on Telegram for updates, hourly updates from Israel. And also subscribe to the channel so that you keep hearing and getting updates from Israel. But a very prominent channel that news quote and people follow closely, they ran a poll. They have hundreds of thousands of Israelis, okay? And in a country that's about 10 million, hundreds of thousands of Israelis, that says a lot. They ran a poll and asked, where do you think the next war is going to be? Is it going to be, again, in Gaza, again with Iran, or with the Houthis in Syria, or Lebanon? And guess what? Most Israelis, I think it was, if not 90%, 80-something%, they said the next war is going to be in the north. Let that sink in. Israelis are not delusional. They see what Hezbollah is doing. They know what Hezbollah is capable of. And they're saying, we think the next war is going to be in the north. So why am I telling you this? I want you to take action. That does not mean station yourself along the border. But you can do that by praying for Israel. You can do that by supporting local businesses around here. You know, I have the IsraelStore.com. I just came from a meeting with the shofar factory that they manufacture the shofars here in the Golan Heights. And in the past 2 years of the war, they didn't really have a lot of business. So that could really hit the economy of businesses here in the north. But also, we are a land that we want to have peace. I just spoke with a Lebanese Christian friend of mine, Corinne, a wonderful singer. And I asked her, why do you as a Lebanese Christian support Israel? And she actually said, you'd be surprised. There are a lot of Lebanese Christians that pray for Israel. I mean, you need to be delusional if you call yourself a Christian and you don't stand with Israel, because you open the Bible, it says, pray, support. It shows you God's heart is after Israel. But that's the current reality. I will not get into yes prophecy, no prophecy. There are a ton of people that will try to spiritualize this situation, but I think that what's important is to know the reality, know what's happening. If something is going to happen, and it will happen, know that Israel are the good guys in all of this. We don't seek the destruction of any people, and evidently Lebanese people know that. They want to have peace with Israel. You know, Lebanon used to be the Switzerland of the Middle East, such a free country, probably the freest of all the other Arab countries. I, as an Israeli, you know, I pray not just for the peace of Jerusalem, I pray for my Lebanese brothers and sisters. And if you're watching this and you're in Lebanon, I want you to know that I'm an Israeli and I pray for you. I don't have hate in my heart towards you. And I hope that one day in our lifetime, I'll be able to take my car from Tel Aviv, drive to Tyre, Sidon, Beirut, and we can all have one meetup together for peace. So that is my vision. Thank you so much for watching. Wishing you a peaceful day from the sea.